The 14th Barclays Equity Gilt Report has just been published. There are some interesting articles in it, including the effect of demographic change on the economy and the state of the UK housing market. There are two items in relation to investing in equities that caught my attention, and it's the same two items that always catch my attention. And the first of those items is the power of investing in equities over the long term. Perhaps unbelievably, over every period from 1 to 50 years, equities have outperformed cash and fixed interest. And the second is the absolute importance of reinvested income. This is one of those did you know facts. Did you know if you invested £100 in 1899 that by now it would be worth, the real value of it would be worth, without reinvested income, about £190. Now if you had the reinvested income, that same £100 with reinvested income would be worth over £28,000. So that fact alone, a very easy fact to understand, tells us of the importance of reinvested income in equity investing. So if that's the case, how important is it to choose the right tax wrapper to minimise the tax on that reinvested income? Now for basic rate taxpayers, pretty much wherever you invest, you're not going to have any more tax payable on that reinvested income. And we all know about the tax no-brainers of pensions and ISAs. But when we look at higher rate taxpayers and additional rate taxpayers, we know as a fact that dividend income will suffer another 25% tax for higher rate taxpayers and over 30% tax for additional rate taxpayers. Now that probably won't come out of the income before it's been reinvested, but they will have to pay it, and you do need to factor it into comparisons of the most appropriate wrapper to choose. So if you're investing in collectives, you know as a higher rate or additional rate taxpayer, you will have an additional tax liability on that reinvested income, even though you don't take it. However, if you invested through the medium of an insurance bond, onshore or offshore, that investment income doesn't belong to you. The fact is you own the insurance policy and the income belongs to the insurance company who's investing on your behalf. In both cases, there's no tax on the reinvested income, but in relation to the UK investment bond, you as a UK taxpayer will receive basic rate credit for the gain that you make under the bond, and you won't under an offshore bond. For those that say just bluntly bonds are dead post RDR, if you have a look at the tax impact of a bond on reinvested income, and you look at a portfolio that's invested over a long period with a reasonably high yield and it's invested in by a higher rate taxpayer, you can't deny the tax effect, and it's a beneficial one, of investing through insurance bonds, and UK bonds in particular, if you're going to remain a UK taxpayer. So I'm not saying that bonds are always best for equity investment, but they ought not to be automatically excluded from consideration, because over the long term they could, all other things being equal, give a really appealing tax outcome. And when I mention all other things being equal, of course, when you take account of the powerful tax effect of investing through a bond on reinvested income, you do have to take account, of course, first of all, can you get the portfolio that you want inside the bond? And second, very importantly, what are the charges like in relation to that particular tax wrapper? What do you have to pay for the tax benefit of that wrapper? If you make those sums work, it's undeniable that the tax effect and the tax power of an onshore bond to hold a high yielding equity portfolio is pretty strong.